All right, Skimmy, please. The floor is yours.
I've got so much to say. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
All right, that's fine. Moving on to game 2 then. Luna Meow trying to get a win, trying to get a game over Team Liquid, but Team Liquid, they're on a tear versus Luna Meow, but it's a welcome one, knowing what happened to them versus Miracle.
It's the Inferno Shrines. We thought we were going to see it. It was going to be a case of those two different maps, the best of two, between the two.
I personally would have liked to see a mix-up after that first game if I'm Luna Meow. And I know that seems crazy to be able to go that far out of your comfort, but I feel like going with the exact, sitting at the favored map pick still for Team Liquid after that first game, looking that kind of detrimental, I normally am just like, I want to see that mix-up because we're already seeing this, like, where are we going to see Luna Meow in the future find the wins they need if they're going to climb out of this group?
You'd prefer for them to change things up and stick to their comfort because their comfort is a map that's also favored by Team Liquid?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's just taking Liquid right to their home turf as well. And when you challenge a team like that, you're saying, I'm better than you. And I just don't know if Luna Meow is that team that can do that right now. They need that surprise factor, or at least just some kind of catching the opponent off guard.
We saw BTG do the same thing versus Gen G, taking them in Battlefield of Eternity. That's a statement to take a Korean team to Battlefield of Eternity.
I think it relates to my point from before, which is what I was going to say.
Oh, yes.
Which is, I'm prepared to say it now, which was that, when you are from these lesser-known regions, when you don't have as much experience against some of these greater teams that have been to multiple championships, it's very hard to improve when you are so, accustomed to winning and dominating on these kind of maps. And yes, there's only going to be a finite amount of maps that you can take these teams to. And we always talk about it, when your back's up against the wall, what are you going to do? Are you going to play comfort? Well, it's a comfort map for them. It's a comfort pick. It's a comfort choice. So there's a big disparity between them at home and when it comes to these international events. But, at the end of the day, they have to pick what they feel gives them the best chance, despite what their opponent might have in store for them.
And maybe an interesting thought process that maybe goes overlooked when it comes to that is when you are that team trying to take those risks in those moments, it comes down to after everything's said and done, you reflect on that loss and you go, was that worth the risk that we ended up taking? And more often than not, if you're the one venturing outward, you reflect and you say, no, it wasn't. You would rather take what you thought you practiced, because even though the loss may be less probable, or maybe even more so with that, you feel so much more comfortable mentally knowing you lost with what you practiced.
Well, while we are waiting for our players to be ready for this draft, let's tune into the other stream. This is Heroes Hearth Esports taking on Mind Freak. A favorite of yours, Skimmy. No bias, of course.
Oh, of course not. It's the only reason I'm here. I'm actually the fill-in player.
The substitute.
I'm not joking.
Just cast on the side.
No, I just, when John's not there, I just hop in, play some Hanzo from time to time. I do his job for him. But on a serious note, this is them having a bit of fun.
Is that Brightwing?
It is.
Brightwing. This is, I don't know if we want to say it. I don't think it is, though. You know what Fat94 told us?
Who's playing that Brightwing?
That is a good question.
Wait, I see
everybody but Fat's on the
Ryu
screen.
Playing Is this a Fat94 Brightwing?
It is.
All right, let's do it.
It's interesting here. Another thing to note, just at first glance when looking at this game, is that Heroes Hearth Esports are running with the classic solo support Abathur, something that they are very, very much known for within the North American region. And right now, with the macro advantage they have in having an Abathur and experience advantage in their favor, right now, this is a very kind of grim picture for Mind Freak, and that's ignoring the teams and the caliber you think they are. This composition snowballs really heavily for Heroes Hearth Esports.
We did see a little bit of Sylvanas, but it's not the Sylvanas that was in Europe, played by Fnatic with Mind Control. This is a Wailing Arrow.
Yeah, this is a spicy ANZ flavor pick. I don't know the complete reasoning behind it. I know John plays it a lot in quick match, but that's not really anything to justify it being played on the biggest stage possible here. So potentially if you're trying to take a bit of an idea behind why, looking to try and get some early siege pressure, but it's definitely no Hanzo when it comes to that regard.
One thing to consider with the Wailing Arrow is it's still, even though Sylvanas is not really seen, one of the best counter momentums to a team fight that exists. A ranged silence that you can reliably hit onto specific kill targets. It's a great response to things like the bunker. So if somehow they can get Heroes Hearth to stack into that, a Wailing Arrow after is silenced, not because they are literally silenced, but because they're just dead.
We'll be sure to keep you updated on how that match is going between NA's top seed, Heroes Hearth Esports, and the best and brightest from Australia, New Zealand, as we head into draft for Game 2, with Team Liquid currently leading 1-0 in this best of 2.
Right out the gates once again to go for the Garrosh ban, which is smart, which is nice, which would have made sense if they had the Garrosh with that Sergeant Hammer. And it just shows they are not too afraid when it comes to the Diablo. Once again, another fantastic map for him. But Luna Meow, I want to see them tighten up that draft, especially in the second half. It starts off so well. They have a clear idea of what they want. But then this is a trap that, some of these non-league regions fall into where it comes to the end, where they start to counter-pick, they start to counter-draft. They don't really remember what the identity or the picks were to form out these 5 heroes.
We're seeing a lot of this. Garrosh ban, Diablo let through, first pick team gets Diablo. Is it at any point when we're going to see Garrosh ban counter Diablo ban?
I do think that is likely going to be a eventual thing that we see being picked up that much more. Between these two teams, though, I do think it's a pretty big setback, and we say that, but it's not going to be the first pick Diablo.
Ayo.
It's going to be Kerrigan coming in with that threat. So if anything, maybe that might be Luna Meow kind of calling that out, saying we don't think you're willing to first pick the Diablo. We know the Kerrigan's going to be a threat, but either way, it is a pretty big advantage for whichever team gets their hands on that Tier 1 warrior.
Luna Meow right now, I'm thinking I want some form of mobility. I wouldn't mind the Junkrat, quite honestly. I wouldn't mind the ability to try and disrupt things. They are obviously not going to be picking it right now, but they do still hang on to that Decade Cane. They get the stay a while and listen the ability if they want to, otherwise the little NATO for that point control. We saw how well it worked for Nurok in that previous game, the ability in those choke spots, which once again is very prevalent here on Infernal Shrines. So I'm thinking they want some disengage, they want some ability to try and break up what is going to be a very dive-heavy comp. That's why Junkrat screams to me, but you know, it might just be banned out.
I love that pickup rotation from Liquid here. I mean, there is some trade-offs to it in the fact that macro might be a little bit difficult, but I think there's enough picks post-secondary ban that they're going to be very fine and comfortable. But the biggest thing is moving into a Deckard in your 1-2 for Luna Meow after already seeing a Kerrigan, I go, ooh, there better be a second support behind that. But then you tell me I've got a Tyrael Blaze at all forms of the team fight, buying that pause button and things like that's dealt with by Blaze in that bunker and the sanctification, and beyond all else, it just is double in your face death ball, and Deckard despises that level of play. So right now, I mean, the world is yours if I'm Team Liquid.
Also, considering when double support was so meta, which coincidentally is last BlizzCon, one of the ways that Korean teams and eventually other teams would add another pseudo support is by Tyrael himself. He gives righteousness shields and then has sanctification too, and this may mean that whereas we saw Tempo Storm run Uther with this, that might not necessarily be as crucial for Team Liquid because they already have sanctification.
Yeah, that is a good point, and there is one pick that I think might come to light here that I'm really, really torn on right now for Luna Meow, and it's the Falstad. Immortal has been very comfortable moving into it, but I feel like this is one of those situations where it sounds good that you can gust, but usually you're just going to kill the bird before it ever has the opportunity to be very effective. And even then, it was kind of anti-synergistic within their own region. But we do see it's just going to be a Hanzo and an Arthas. They answer Death Ball with Death Ball. Interesting choice here from Luna Meow.
The Arthas is a nice pickup there for the second tank rotation to slow down the aggression. Obviously, he has his own massive health bar when he pops the Army of the Dead. The Hanzo, I'm not completely sold on that one personally. I know Jaina wouldn't fit in here well. It would be a dead pick, that's for sure. The Reyna wouldn't fit well. Phoenix, yeah, potentially if you're looking to try and go for that Lightning Breath, disengage and try and hope that you can survive for it all. But the Hanzo, for me, puts a bit more of a macro pressure on their side. So Team Liquid quite happy with what they have so far.
So much cross support yet kill potential existing within the roster here of Team Liquid. Last pick though, gonna be the Thrall for Luna Meow. I will say the Thrall I think is very, very good when it comes to that counter momentum they need in these fights. It's going to help a lot more with that Deckard problem I felt like we saw coming out from the first three picks on the side of Liquid. But Liquid has so many tools to deal with this that I don't even know if Sunder and Stay a While is enough to be able to stop this kind of just aggression that Liquid's going to have.
We do need to consider the fact that with things like Bunker and Sanctification, that there could be some overlap of those supporting abilities, and that is crucial that those things are communicated well for Team Liquid. But looking at the other side, there's also some possibilities for that, right? Anytime you have Sunder in the mix, there is some possibilities for anti-synergy, and that was a problem for Luna Meow when they played in their regional. Skimmy, what do you think about these two drafts?
I think you're looking at two very definitive styles. So you got Team Liquid saying, we want to fight, we want to get in, we want these fights to be quick, sharp, and done, right? Within those big burst cooldown windows of obviously the Kerrigan, the Blaze, and the Tyrael for the Sanctification. Then the side of Luna Meow, obviously you got a lot of survivability with the Thrall, the Arthas, the Diablo. It's all about trying to survive, trying to make things happen. If they can survive the onslaught, that burst at the start, and those cooldowns being used, they may have a chance.
Well, congratulations to Heroes Hearth. They win Game 1 over Mindfreak. We'll see if Luna Meow can get their first win as we head back over to the casters for Game 2.
If there's one thing that's true, it's both these teams are going to be going at each other's necks with these compositions. The real question, though, is who wins on the Shrine control?
What I really like are just the defensive tools that we have with Blaze and Tyrael, and we've seen that actually also in tournaments in the past, where there was a combo that was oftentimes even banned out because it was so dominant at the Western Clash back at the beginning of the year. So right now, Sanctification, considering that both are running a triple melee, should get a lot of value.
The real focus here for Luna Meow is to make sure that they hit that Sanctification and try to disrupt it. If you can put it on a 10-second cooldown, you can make it hard for Kerrigan to disengage, and that means Tyrande has got to be pumping out those heals. So we'll see if Luna Meow can pull that off. Team Liquid bringing the aggression here, and they're on the left side.
Liquid on the left with a lead in this series already, and Billy this time playing Tyrael. We have here in game number 2 Eternal on Blaze for the offlane again. Arcana takes over the third melee, going for Carrigan. Norok on Tyrande and Hazorps on Phoenix.
On the right side in the red, Luna Meow, Baked Cheese on Deckard, Chem on Diablo, Virgil on Arthas, Immortal on Thrall, and Bowie to play Hanzo.
The first game didn't really go all that well for Luna Meow, but now they have again a map that they feel very comfortable on, where they can now go into these big shrine fights and try through Diablo, through Arthas, with all the CC that they have, with a Thrall on top of it, and of course Deckard Cain, to get these kills in these lockdowns. And Skimmy actually put it really well. If they can stop the initial onslaught and still continue the fight, they have a lot of good tools here. They can slow everyone down. Deckard Cain can put his roots on ground, and we have Arthas who can literally walk everyone down once the cooldowns are burned. But are they going to get that far?
Combo comes out from Kerrigan, connects, and Team Liquid deletes Diablo. He'll be down for about 10 more seconds, and Luna Meow has to back away. That is something that will happen time and time again if you are not careful against this competition from Team Liquid.
And we're talking a lot about Kerrigan and how she can create kill opportunities, but then you add on top of that the Hunter's Mark of Tyrande and the follow-up stun, and all of a sudden you have an immense blow-up. Because traditionally you would look on the side of Luna Meow and you're saying, oh my god, they have an Arthas, they have Diablo, that's such a hit point heavy front line. It's really difficult to burst through these guys, but Thrall then on top of that too. If you have the Icebound, Fortitude on 7 makes them even harder to kill. But if you have all of these CC stacked up on Liquid side and that opportunity to just go in with a Hunter's Mark and try and burst someone down, you can basically kill anybody.
And you have level 1 mobile offense get picked up by Hostile. The plan here is to work in those auto attacks in between steps and get that extra 35% more damage against heroes. He is looking to delete that target with the rest of Team Liquid. The plan is secure and the plan is here for Team Liquid. Luna Meow has got to do their best to stop that. Some things that can happen for them later on. Arthas, of course, becoming a little bit more tanky with that Icebound Fortitude. He can eat that cleave that comes in and try to maybe dodge on it, and then you suddenly have an engage. Also, Sundering later on can split Kerrigan and try to disrupt everything. If he could hit the Sanification too, that will be money.
Absolutely. And the thing is also for Liquid, after the first win, you want to make this a very, very clean series. Since against Miracle, talked about it before, you were a bit unlucky in game 1, but you lose with an 0-2, and that's not the start of the tournament you hoped for. They were hoping to at least get one map of the Koreans, but it's important for them to now regain that confidence by dominating in the series against Luna Meow, especially after they've seen already Tempo Storm perform against the exact same opponent.
Kinetic getting picked up at level 4. They're looking for some extra damage as Kerrigan is able to stack up on minions, be able to set up for that combo. Arcaner has been working on his melee assassins like crazy. We've seen him on Maiev in Hero League, Kerrigan as well, even seeing him with Tracer earlier on. He is looking to be at the forefront of this team and help set up these kills. Now, Luna Meow is actually thinking about coming in for an invade. Looking at the minimap, they don't have everyone here, so I don't know if it's really the best choice for them. Arcaner gets engaged upon with a Shadow Charge. Here comes the Luna player, and it misses.
Yeah, once again, Billy with the body blocks, and that's the combo, and down he goes. Diablo eliminated again. 2 kills against 0. And it is also reflected in the experience gap that we see between the two teams. Team Liquid already just like sprinting ahead here towards level 6, level 7. They're looking for another kill, and they find it.
I look at Luna Meow and I have to wonder if there's some miscommunication going on. We did have Phoenix in the middle of the map there against Thrall when that first initial invade was happening, but once he disappeared, it seemed like Thrall had no agency to move forward and attempt to clear out the lane or even follow him down. You need to be calling those out so your Diablo can decide if he wants to back away or go for the full engage. And Luna Meow right now does not seem to be communicating.
They are in a really awkward spot. They just suffered 2 deaths at the hands of Liquid, which also allowed the blue team to move into the objective a lot earlier. Hazorps now even with some body blocks and 3 shots against Deckard Cain, but Billy is in trouble. A good save attempt here by Eternal with a jet propulsion, but Tyrael still falls. Luna Meow finding a very important kill as Team Liquid is 26 stacks ahead on the shrine.
Gotta watch out for Hanzo. When he is near those walls, he will bank off those arrows. Explosive arrow coming online. Speaking of Hanzo at level 4, great on top of the shrine. Team Liquid has a lead of 26 to 15, but that does give them some time to wait for Tyrael to come back. Kim trying to prevent them from winning though, goes straight in for Arcaner, who will dash back with a beautiful jump.
Akena with a combo immediately as well. Virgil in trouble. Kim is also getting a bit low here. Akena once again with the engage. We're seeing the oil on the ground to slow them down. But at least for now, Luna Meow moving out of the fight just as Team Liquid tries to get Punisher #1.
Team Liquid doesn't get any kills, but boy, do they put some damage on top of Luna Meow. They are forced to retreat, and that gives Team Liquid the prize, which is going to be this frozen Punisher pushing in the top lane. And this is a difficult one to deal with. One of the best things about Kerrigan on this map is she can clear out shrines. But when you clear out the shrine and you get that Punisher, you also have an amazing follow-up to the Punisher jumping in and locking down a target. Luna Meow, fully realizing this, is giving up the support and not even attempting to fight.
Luna Meow also has another problem. That is Blaze in the mid lane, pushing another wave into the towers, and there is no one to soak that experience. So they send Arthas down to the bottom of the map, but they lose out on even more lane experience in the mid lane, as Liquid is now pushing through the top, eliminating the fort, already more than a level ahead in this second game, looking quite strong here and aiming for even more structures.
Finally, with the wall being up, Luna Meow is able to bait over this Punisher, and they'll look to clear it up. But Team Liquid has taken a fort, taken a turret, and put some damage on top of that wall. And look at the experience result. 9.25 to 7.5. Team Liquid is so far ahead right now, it's ridiculous.
And just to give you a bit of an idea of how poorly Luna Meow is currently performing here, it's from a dominance perspective. Thrall has not completed his Echo of the Elements. He's on 14 stacks. Normally you're trying to complete that quest talent before the first shrine spawns, but with all the pressure that Team Liquid put onto those lanes, with how heavily Thrall was pressured, even taken down then, he never had an opportunity to complete that quest. He even went into his quest talent on level 4, the Frostwolf pack, and that is far from completion too. Again, the attack, Arcana may be falling this time as Luna Meow is looking for a second kill, but they themselves fall low in HP, and it's actually Arthas who dies first.
Nurok helps provide the heals, and also with the shield coming in from Kerrigan, she survives, and Team Liquid bites back on the invade from Luna Meow. Luna Meow felt like they had to make something happen or they'd be too far behind heading in the mid game, and Arcana comes back with some help and bites down Hanzo.
Arcana hibbity hop from the left to the right, going straight for kill after kill, locking them down here, and especially that last jump towards Arthas, securing the kill. The level 10 in their hands, of course, allowing Liquid to go much deeper and chase everyone down on the side of Luna Meow here, as the Taiwanese team is starting to fall apart. The top fort eliminated. We're seeing Phoenix working on the fort in the middle, and the rest of the team focusing heavily on the bot lane to take another structure apart.
And now we're going back to what we saw in game number 1. Luna Meow being 2 to 3 levels behind. Now their main focus is to get towards level 10 and try to find a fight that can work out for them. If you can catch Phoenix maybe on an improper rotation and delete him and then deal with Kerrigan afterwards, Luna Meow can get back in this game. But it is looking quite fierce for them right now as Team Liquid takes a second fort with a third fort at the middle of the map, already down to half HP.
I like that Luna Meow is now splitting on all 3 lanes, though. They need that lane experience to get their level 10, because as they do not have heroic abilities yet, Team Liquid is willing to pressure aggressively and trying to see if they can maybe dive in deep to get a few more kills and take down even a keep at this point in time. But they need to be careful, because Arthur is still supplying his team with experience to the top lane. He's trying to take these towers down. So Liquid is now aiming for the bot wall, but they won't be able to pressure it towards the keep itself.
And I like them putting the pressure on the full wall, knowing they had 5 there. There's no way Hans is going to kill anyone there. The best he can do is maybe clear out the minion waves. And as long as you don't get in Diablo's grasp, easy wall for them. So Team Liquid takes that and sets up that keep for later on. And with a Punisher actually being in that bottom lane, next play for Team Liquid is to take that keep.
I'm actually curious to see how exactly Luna Meow is going to play this, because on the last map they were very hesitant of committing to a bad fight, so to say, against a talent advantage. But now they might have to do the exact same thing, because as you said, the next Punisher spawns bot side and Liquid is about to hit their next talent. So once they're on level 13, how is Luna Meow going to react to this? They refused to fight the Protector at the top lane in game number 1, and it led to Liquid getting a very early victory around 10 minutes into the game. At this point, Luna Meow has to realize this might be a disadvantageous fight, but it's the only one we're going to get for now.
They do pick up Earthquake with Thrall here, so looking for more of a sustained team fight, trying to slow down Team Liquid and their escape. Was kind of hoping for the Sundering. Kim goes in for a full APOC. Saint comes out. Nice play there by Tyrael. Kim low on HP as the rest of Team Liquid step up and get a kill with the Salvo.
Thrall goes down. Virgil also in trouble as he gets body blocked by Sportbilly. Everybody trying to focus on Arthas, and he falls. The double kill against Luna Meow as Liquid is looking for more, trying to chase down Baked Cheese.
Baked cheese is going to become melted cheese as he falls to the ground. Sportbilly helping with the final blow as Hasselhoff slows him down. Now Team Liquid turns around, grabs a Punisher. They already have a lead here of 34-3, and they'll be looking to go for a kill push on this keep in the bottom lane. If they find a kill or two, it could be core.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's already 10 kills against 1, a 3-level lead for Team Liquid. Now with the Mortar Punisher, if they can get another CC train going against anyone in the lineup on the side of Luna Meow, they can definitely try and go even for core here. But they can also slow play this.
Yeah.
With such a massive advantage, it would be a mistake to try and force it. But of course, if you see the opportunity, you're going to try and take it.
They know they have a good 20 seconds at least before heroics pop up against them now, so you can go for a combo even on top of Arthas if you would like to. And they go for it as the Punisher jumps in, Eternal goes in with Dip Propulsion, Immortal takes some damage and kites away to the keep. But the keep on the bottom right becomes the main focus for Team Liquid, and that Punisher is still healthy. It will have one more jump soon.
Yeah, and that's definitely, I mean, this is an early keep no matter what you decide to do here, but they can still look for that Kerrigan engage and find the kill if Tyrande is able to follow this up here. Once again, Punisher Sun, they go in and they take him down. Arthas is dead, the Apocalypse comes through, but can Luna and Meow get a counter kill? It doesn't look like it.
No, they're fully healthy here. Neuro keeping up with the heals. Kim comes out and he's going health. Big Solvo connects to the back line and the front line. Diablo will be taken down, and the Punisher for the third jump in a row goes in and delivers a kill. Immortal, the only one standing here on the back left. Kim will respawn, but the core, it's already being destroyed as it goes down to 80%.
Liquid is going for it. They're trying to take both of these games in quick fashion. The first one ending roughly around 10 minutes, and this one around 11 is looking like it's going to be the exact same result. Luna and Meow losing hero after hero. The death timers are low, but every time a hero re-engages, they fall again.
20% and going down. Luna Meow looks like they will fall victim to Team Liquid as they go up 2-0 and get 3 points for the group stage. A much needed win for Team Liquid.
Yeah, an absolute confidence boost for them after the loss against Miracle earlier here today. So definitely rounding out the day with a big victory. You can see Hazop's pretty happy about the result. They were quite annoyed about not getting a single map win against Miracle, but this one was important, and they can approach the rest of the group stage with a pretty positive feeling.
It's definitely a good step for some of the major goals that Team Liquid has been trying to achieve this year. They've gotten to offline events, but they're looking for that solid performance. And they also want to be on that big BlizzCon stage next Friday. This win will definitely get them there. If you look over to Luna Meow, though, another loss in the books for them, and you know it's got to start hurting. And one thing that I have to say to that team is they need to find a way to start forcing fights, because they just sit back and allow too much to be pushed around, and that will net you the bottom 2 spots in the group stage if you don't change that up.
It definitely feels like they have not really found their identity in their own play style yet. On the one hand, there is a bit of a lack of the macro game, but the team fights are not quite going their way either. They currently are in a position where, especially against these CC-heavy compositions, they are struggling a lot. And you see that with the kill count. 16 kills against 1 just in this last game, but it was pretty much the same story when we look at the games that they played against Tempestorm earlier today.
Well, let's go over the analysts and hear their thoughts on that match.
Well, Skimmy, I know you were concerned that you were going to have to sub back in, but I'm glad we still have you up here at the desk right now.
I'm feeling really good about that game. You know, Luna Meow, they gave it their all, but, you know, Liquid gets some confidence back.
Yeah, very good. Dreadnought, what do you think of that match?
You know, I think Liquid probably performed a little bit better than I expected, specifically Sportbilly on the Tyrael. He's been a guy I've been very critical of with his performance as of late, but every single time the APOC, specifically bottom shrine fight, was going to come in, really good job with the sanctification, dodges the APOC himself, saves, you know, the Kerrigan, and at that point, it's kind of, you know, without having a Sundering, I think that initiation, once you deny the initial burst, you just win the fight from that point on.
So we know that Team Liquid has bounced back. They got the win they were supposed to. Maybe not too thrilled with the match versus Miracle, but nonetheless, still definitely on the road to being able to make it to the top 8. Let's talk Luna Meow now, because they haven't won a game yet. Definite improvements, I would say, from game 1, game 2, mainly in that knowing that they had to take fights down. They were far more willing to take the fights that they needed to take. What do you guys want to see from them moving forward into the next days?
I mean, I echoed it in the second game there. I just want to see some drafting with some definitivity, right? I don't want to see just kind of like patchwork of we need to counter this, we need to try and take this away from our opponent. I just want to see this is what we're good at, this is what we know, this is what they're telling us, you know, during that talent sit down. We are an aggressive team, we have that identity, we know what we need to pick, but it's almost like they get to the second half of that stage and get a little bit jittery. So, you know, this is when sometimes having like an outsider, like a coach on there that's fully responsible for the draft can make a lot of difference.
I think it's along the same lines of just finding a way to put a little bit more maybe consideration towards your opponent and then going in and just taking what you expect to be able to see from them. Because I think Luna Meow maybe underestimates that they also have a small advantage, and that's in the fact that everybody wants to run the same thing that they ran before against them. It's an expected win. I don't want to show something. So that means that every ounce of research you get is more valuable for a non-league region than it is every other part of the world. So take the expected play, go, this is the moment, there's a hole, and that's where I'm going to capitalize in this game and in this draft against you.
Very good. Thank you guys so much for your analysis on that. Guys, don't go anywhere because after this break, Tempo Storm goes up against Gen G. See you soon.
If you're Luna Meow, how do you survive this group? Their goal was to get out of the group. If you want to make that happen, you need to take down the Chinese teams, but you need to find wins somewhere else. And who do you find them against? Is it Tempo Storm? Is it Liquid? It doesn't look likely so far.
Oh my!
Again, a big fight, a double and a triple kill as we are seeing Liquid going strong.
Tornado coming in!
Tornado also securing another kill as Hammer falls and... heavily. Thrall was pressured, even taken down then. He never had an opportunity to complete that quest. He even went into his quest talent on level 4, the Frostwolf pack, and that is far from completion too. Again, the attack, Arcana maybe falling this time as Luna Meow is looking for a second kill, but they themselves fall low in HP, and it's actually Arthas who dies first.
Neurok helps provide the heals, and also with the shield coming in from Kerrigan, she survives, and Team Liquid bites back on the invade from Luna Meow. Luna Meow felt like they had to make something happen or they'd be too far behind hanging in the mid-game, and Arcana
find the kill if Tyrande is able to follow this up here. Once again, Punisher Stun, they go in and they take him down. Arthas is dead, the Apocalypse comes through, but can Luna Meow get a counter kill? It doesn't look like it.
No, they're fully healthy here. Neurok keeping up with the heals. Kim comes down, he's low on health. Big Solvo connects to the back line and the front line. Diablo will be taken down, and the Punisher for the third jump in a row goes in and delivers a kill. Immortal.